Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a woman who knows her worth so deeply, so powerfully, that when it's time to walk away, she does it with the grace of a queen. No tears, no desperate messages, no explanations, just silence. That silence is her strength. It's her crown, because she understands something most people don't. Sometimes the loudest statement you can make is the quietest one. True strength lies in walking away with dignity and self-respect. This is something that many people misunderstand. They think strength means holding on, fighting harder, or proving a point through endless struggle. But real strength often shows itself in the ability to let go. To walk away from something or someone that no longer serves your growth, your peace, or your happiness takes courage. It takes knowing your value so deeply that you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. When you walk away with dignity, you don't crumble. You don't lose yourself in anger or desperation. Instead, you hold your head high. You honor yourself by refusing to stay where you are not respected or valued. It means that no matter how much you once cared, you understand that self-worth is not negotiable. You choose to protect your soul rather than sacrifice it for a relationship, a situation, or a moment that diminishes. Walking away with dignity means recognizing that your peace is priceless. Too often people cling to relationships or situations that cause constant turmoil because they fear loneliness or failure. But choosing to stay in pain is not strength, it's suffering disguised as loyalty. True strength is saying, I deserve better. It's acknowledging that sometimes love or connection isn't enough if it comes at the cost of your happiness or integrity. This kind of strength is quiet but powerful. It doesn't need to shout or justify itself. There's no need to explain or argue with anyone because your actions say it all. Walking away with dignity is a statement made through silence, through the calm confidence of someone who has decided that they will no longer accept less than their true worth. Self-respect is the foundation of this strength. When you respect yourself, you set clear boundaries about what you will and won't accept. You refuse to be treated as an option or a fallback. You stop wasting time on people who don't appreciate your value. You understand that your time, your energy, and your love are precious resources, and you choose wisely how and where you invest them. Walking away with dignity is also a lesson in self-love. It shows that you love yourself enough to walk away from what harms you emotionally or mentally. You're not walking away out of spite or bitterness, but out of care for yourself. You're telling yourself, I am worth more than the pain I'm feeling right now. I am worth the discomfort of change because what lies ahead is better than what I am leaving behind. It takes strength to face the uncertainty that comes with walking away. Fear can be a powerful enemy. Fear of the unknown, fear of being alone, or fear of what others will think can keep people trapped in unhealthy situations. But strength is looking that fear in the eye and stepping forward anyway. It's trusting yourself enough to believe that you can handle whatever comes next because you deserve peace, joy, and respect. Dignity in walking away is about maintaining your grace through difficult moments. It means not stooping to behaviors that cheapen your character. You don't lash out. You don't beg. You don't send endless texts hoping for a response. Instead, you maintain your composure. You carry yourself like someone who knows their worth, and that carries a weight no one can ignore. This strength also commands respect from others. When people see you walk away with calm confidence, They recognize that you're not someone to be taken lightly. They see that you value yourself and that you expect others to do the same. This quiet strength often makes others reflect on their own actions and the way they treat you. It forces a respect that words alone could never achieve. Choosing to walk away with dignity means taking control of your narrative. Instead of being a victim of circumstances or other people's choices, you reclaim your power. You become the author of your own story, deciding what chapters to close and which new ones to begin. This is strength because it requires self-awareness and courage to rewrite your life on your own terms. And in every moment you choose dignity over desperation, you grow stronger. You learn that your value does not depend on others' opinions or approval. You discover the freedom that comes with owning your decisions and living in alignment with your truth. You understand that walking away is not about giving up, but about standing up for yourself, your peace, and your future. This kind of strength changes the way you see yourself and how you allow others to see you. It creates a foundation of confidence that cannot be shaken by rejection or loss. It reminds you that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to walk away quietly with no tears, no texts, just silence. Because in that silence lies your power. Silence is a powerful statement, sometimes louder than words. In a world full of noise, constant chatter, and endless social media updates, choosing silence can be one of the boldest and most profound actions a person can take. Silence isn't the absence of communication. It's a form of communication all on its own. It carries meaning, weight, and intention that words often fail to capture. When a woman walks away without tears or texts, choosing silence instead, she's sending a message far more impactful than any angry text or tearful phone call ever could. Silence is her way of saying, I am in control. It's a refusal to be dragged into drama or chaos. It's a way of preserving her dignity and her peace by not engaging in conversations or conflicts that only serve to harm her. Words can sometimes be weapons used to hurt, manipulate, or guilt trip. They can also reveal vulnerability, which in some moments feels necessary, but in others can leave a person feeling exposed or weak. Silence, on the other hand, is a shield and a sword at once. It protects from unnecessary pain and confusion while also cutting through the noise to make a clear, unmistakable point. This is my boundary, and it will not be crossed. Choosing silence also means choosing peace. When emotions run high, it's tempting to respond immediately, to explain, to justify, or to argue. But in doing so, people often lose themselves in the moment and say things they later regret. Silence allows time for reflection, healing, and strength. It creates space for the mind and heart to process what's happened without adding fuel to the fire. Silence can disarm others. When someone expects a reaction, anger, pleading, or emotional outbursts, and instead encounters quiet, it disrupts their expectations. It forces them to pause, to reconsider their actions, and sometimes to confront the reality that their behavior has consequences. The power of silence lies in this disruption. It breaks cycles of toxicity by refusing to engage on unhealthy terms. There is also a certain mystery in silence. When a woman chooses not to respond, not to explain, or to send a text, she holds her power close. She doesn't reveal her wounds or her thoughts to everyone. She guards her inner world carefully. This mystery commands respect because it shows She is not easily swayed or broken by external events. People tend to respect what they cannot control or fully understand. Silence can be an act of self-respect and self-care. It signals to the world that a person values their own emotional well-being enough to not let every slight or disappointment provoke a reaction. It says, I am worthy of peace and I will protect it fiercely. By not engaging in unnecessary conversations, by not sending just one more text, she prioritizes her healing and growth over fleeting attempts to fix or salvage something that may no longer be healthy or reciprocal. In many ways, silence is the ultimate form of confidence. It requires inner strength to walk away without the need for validation, without seeking answers or closure from others. It means trusting yourself and your own judgment so deeply that you don't need to justify your decisions to anyone. This kind of confidence is rare and powerful because it comes from self-awareness and self-love. Silence also creates space for new beginnings. When you walk away without noise, you allow yourself the chance to heal without interference. You give yourself permission to move on without dragging the past behind you. Silence is the calm before the next chapter in life, the peaceful pause where clarity can emerge. It allows the heart to mend and prepares the soul for new experiences, new relationships, and new joy. Choosing silence is not about weakness or avoidance. It's about choosing battles wisely. It's about recognizing that not every conflict deserves your energy or your response. Sometimes the best answer is no answer. Sometimes the most powerful statement is a quiet exit. In those moments, silence is louder than any words could ever be. When a woman walks away with no tears, no texts, just silence, she is showing the world that she owns her story. She isn't dependent on anyone else's approval or recognition. She is at peace with her choices and confident in her path forward. That silence speaks volumes about her strength, her courage, and her self-respect. Ultimately, silence is the language of a queen who knows her value. It is her way of honoring herself and her future. It is the sound of empowerment, resilience, and grace. In silence, she walks away, not defeated, but victorious. Valuing your peace is more important than holding on to pain or drama. This idea is often easier said than done because human emotions are complicated and attachments run deep. When something or someone has been part of your life for a while, it becomes natural to cling, even if it causes pain. But holding on to that pain or drama comes with a heavy cost. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and steals your joy. Valuing your peace means choosing to let go of all of that, even when it's difficult, because your well-being matters more than any temporary discomfort or chaos. Peace is not just the absence of conflict. It's a state of mind and soul. It is feeling calm, centered, and free from the turmoil that can dominate unhealthy relationships or toxic environments. When you choose peace, you are making a powerful statement to yourself and to the world that you refuse to live in constant anxiety, sadness, or tension. You are saying that your mental and emotional health are worth protecting, even if that means walking away from what once seemed important. Many people confuse holding on with strength, but in reality, sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to release. Clinging to pain or drama often stems from fear of being alone, fear of change, or fear of losing something familiar. But living in that fear keeps you trapped. It creates a cycle of suffering where every day feels like a battle. Choosing peace means breaking free from that cycle. It means choosing yourself over the chaos, and that takes immense courage. Drama can feel addictive. It creates highs and lows that pull your emotions in all directions, often masking deeper wounds or insecurities. But drama is exhausting and it leaves you empty. When you value your peace more than drama, you start to recognize the difference between real connection and emotional turbulence disguised as connection. You begin to understand that peace is the soil in which healthy relationships grow, while drama is the poison that kills them. Choosing peace also means setting boundaries, clear, firm lines that protect your emotional space. It means saying no to behaviors that hurt you, no to conversations that tear you down, and no to people who disrespect your worth. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are gates that allow only what is good and nourishing to enter your life. Valuing your peace is an act of self-love that demands you honor these boundaries without guilt or apology. Sometimes the hardest part of valuing your peace is overcoming the internal voice that tells you to stay, to fight, or to fix things. That voice often whispers that love means sacrifice, that pain is proof of caring, or that walking away is giving up. But true peace teaches a different lesson. Love does not hurt. Sacrifice does not require suffering. And sometimes walking away is the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for others. When you decide to prioritize your peace, you also create space for healing. Pain and drama keep your heart and mind occupied with chaos, making it impossible to recover or grow. Peace offers a quiet refuge where wounds can mend, where clarity can emerge, and where you can reconnect with your true self. In this space, you find strength and wisdom to make better choices in the future. Valuing your peace doesn't mean you won't experience challenges or setbacks. Life will always have difficulties. But when peace is your priority, you respond differently. Instead of reacting impulsively or staying stuck in harmful patterns, you approach problems with calmness and confidence. You protect your energy and refuse to be dragged into unnecessary conflict or emotional upheaval. Walking away in pursuit of peace is an act of empowerment. It shifts the power back to you. Instead of being controlled by toxic circumstances or people, you take control of your life. You make the conscious choice to stop enduring pain and start living fully. This choice changes everything. It transforms how you see yourself and how you allow others to treat you. Valuing your peace also affects your future relationships. When you hold peace as a non-negotiable priority, you attract healthier connections. You no longer settle for less than you deserve. You bring your whole healed self to the table, and you expect respect, kindness, and love in return. This is the kind of love that builds you up instead of tearing you down. Ultimately, valuing your peace above pain or drama is a radical act of self-care and self-respect. It is a declaration that your happiness and well-being matter. It means refusing to let past hurts define you or control your future. When you make peace your priority, you live with greater freedom, clarity, and joy. And that is the foundation of a truly fulfilling life. A queen commands love and respect by her presence, not by begging for it. This is a truth often overlooked in the rush to prove ourselves or to seek validation from others. True respect and genuine love cannot be demanded, coerced, or begged for. They must be earned and freely given. When a woman understands this, she steps into a level of power that is both magnetic and unshakable. Her presence alone speaks volumes about who she is and what she deserves. And that presence naturally commands respect. To command love and respect by presence means to carry yourself with confidence, integrity, and authenticity. It means knowing your value inside and out and not allowing anyone else's opinions or actions to diminish it. When you walk into a room or engage with others from a place of self-assuredness, people notice. They feel the strength in your energy, the steadiness in your gaze, and the calm assurance in your voice. This presence communicates that you are whole and worthy, not because of what others say about you, but because you know it yourself. Begging for love or respect, on the other hand, comes from a place of insecurity and neediness. It sends a message that you do not believe you are enough as you are, that your value depends on external approval. This kind of behavior often repels others rather than attracting them. It puts the power in someone else's hands and leaves you vulnerable to being mistreated, overlooked, or taken for granted. A queen refuses to live like this because she understands that her worth is inherent, not conditional. Commanding respect through presence also means setting boundaries without hesitation. You do not wait for others to decide how you should be treated. You define it for yourself. When someone crosses a line, you address it calmly and firmly. You do not engage in endless debates or try to explain yourself endlessly. Instead, your consistent behavior and clear boundaries communicate that you expect to be treated with dignity. Over time, this cultivates respect from others because they see you are serious about valuing yourself. This presence is not about arrogance or superiority. It's about self-respect and humility. A queen knows she is not perfect, but she owns her imperfections with grace. She does not seek to elevate herself by putting others down. Instead, she lifts herself up through kindness, strength, and integrity. This balanced presence invites genuine connections and encourages others to treat her with the same respect she gives. Loving yourself fully is essential in commanding love from others. When you show that you care deeply for yourself, you set the standard for how others should care for you. People reflect the energy you give off. If you treat yourself with love and respect, others are more likely to follow suit. If you tolerate mistreatment or disrespect, unfortunately, that too often becomes the pattern. A queen breaks that cycle by demonstrating self-love through her actions and her presence. The power of presence goes beyond individual interactions. It shapes how you live your entire life. When you carry yourself like a queen, you approach challenges with dignity and resilience. You do not crumble under pressure or lose yourself in difficult situations. Instead, you remain steady and composed, showing that your strength is rooted in something deeper than momentary circumstances. A queen's presence also inspires others. When people see someone who commands love and respect without begging for it, they are drawn to that example. It motivates others to seek that same level of self-respect and confidence in their own lives. Your presence becomes a beacon of empowerment, showing what is possible when you honor yourself fully. This kind of presence is cultivated over time through self-awareness and consistent choices. It grows from learning to say no when something doesn't serve you, from practicing self-care, and from surrounding yourself with people who uplift rather than diminish you. It is reinforced every time you choose to walk away rather than beg for love. Every time you maintain your calm instead of reacting out of hurt or desperation. Ultimately, commanding love and respect by presence is about living authentically and unapologetically. It is a reminder that you do not need to chase after anyone's approval or affection. Your worth is not up for debate, and your dignity is non-negotiable. When you embody this truth, You don't just walk away like a queen. You live like one every single day. Walking away is about reclaiming your story and opening space for better things. Too often, people get stuck in chapters of their lives that no longer serve them. They hold on to pain, disappointment, or toxic relationships because they fear what comes next. Fear of the unknown, fear of starting over, or fear of loneliness. But choosing to walk away is an act of courage that flips that fear on its head. It is about taking control of your narrative and deciding that your story deserves a new, brighter chapter. When you reclaim your story, you refuse to let your past define you or dictate your future. You acknowledge the pain or mistakes you've experienced, but you don't allow them to be the final word. Instead, you take the pen in your own hands and write a new path, one that honors your growth, your values, and your dreams. Walking away is the first bold step in that rewriting process. It's saying, this isn't where my story ends. I'm ready for something better. This process requires self-awareness and honesty. It means recognizing when a situation, a person, or even a mindset is holding you back rather than lifting you up. It's about looking inward and asking yourself tough questions. Is this helping me become who I want to be? Is this good for my soul? Am I growing or am I stuck? Walking away is the answer when the honest truth is that staying is causing more harm than good. By opening space for better things, you create room for new opportunities, new relationships, and new experiences that align with your true self. When you cling to what no longer serves you, you block the possibility of receiving the blessings that are waiting for you. It's like trying to plant a garden while your hands are still full of weeds. Walking away is about dropping those weeds so you can plant seeds that will flourish. This space you create is not just physical, but emotional and mental as well. It is a sanctuary where healing can take place. When you free yourself from toxic attachments or environments, your mind and heart are no longer cluttered with negativity. You gain clarity about what you want and deserve, and you begin to feel lighter, more hopeful, and more empowered to move forward. Reclaiming your story is also an act of empowerment because it means you stop playing the victim. You take responsibility for your life and your choices. Even if you've been hurt or wronged, you refuse to let those experiences rob you of your power. Walking away shows that you are the protagonist in your life, not a passive character waiting for things to happen to you. Opening space for better things also means being patient and trusting the timing of your life. It's tempting to rush into something new right away to fill the void left by what you walked away from. But true healing and growth require time. The space you create is a gift to yourself, a chance to rest, reflect, and prepare for what's next. It's about cultivating hope and faith that the universe or life itself will bring the right people and opportunities at the right time. Walking away also teaches you to value yourself more deeply. It requires you to prioritize your happiness and well-being over comfort or familiarity. It's easy to stay where you are because it's known and safe, but true growth happens when you choose the unfamiliar path toward a better future. This decision shows that you respect your journey and believe in your worth. When you reclaim your story, you rewrite the narrative from one of pain, loss, or regret to one of strength, resilience, and possibility. You become the author of your destiny, crafting a life that reflects who you truly are and what you truly want. Walking away is the courageous act that sets this transformation in motion, opening the door to a future filled with hope and promise. Choosing silence over tears and texts is an act of power and control. In moments of heartbreak or disappointment, the instinct is often to reach out, to explain, to plead, or to seek closure through words. But sometimes the most powerful response is to say nothing at all. Silence holds a unique kind of strength because it refuses to feed the cycle of pain and emotional turmoil. It shows that you are not dependent on external validation or explanations to find your peace. When you choose silence, you take back your power. You stop giving others the chance to manipulate your emotions or draw you back into unhealthy dynamics. Tears and text can sometimes invite more pain, more confusion, or false hopes. Silence, on the other hand, creates a boundary that protects your heart and your dignity. It says, I will not participate in this anymore. This boundary is a form of self-respect, a refusal to engage in situations that only prolong your suffering. Silence also serves as a tool for healing. Words can sometimes reopen wounds or complicate emotions. When you allow yourself silence, you give your mind and heart space to process the experience in a calm and constructive way. Silence invites introspection and self-reflection, helping you to understand your feelings without the interference of external voices or pressure. This internal clarity is essential for growth and moving forward. There is also a profound peace found in silence. While tears express pain and texts often seek answers, silence embodies acceptance. It signifies a quiet surrender to what is, without resistance or bitterness. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up or forgetting. It means choosing to no longer let the pain control you. Silence transforms the energy of loss or disappointment into calm strength. Choosing silence can be difficult because society often expects people, especially women, to express their emotions openly and continuously. There's pressure to explain, justify, or show vulnerability through words and tears. But breaking away from these expectations and embracing silence is a radical form of self-care. It prioritizes your emotional stability over societal demands and recognizes that sometimes silence says more than words ever could. Lastly, silence sends a powerful message to others. When you walk away without tears or text, it disrupts their expectations. It shows that you are not desperate or dependent. You are composed and self-reliant. This calm, dignified withdrawal can make others reevaluate their actions and the way they treated you. It creates space for respect to grow because it demonstrates that you value yourself enough to walk away quietly and confidently. In choosing silence, you choose strength, healing, peace, self-respect, and dignity, all of which are the marks of a queen. This silence is not empty. It is filled with power and purpose. It speaks louder than any words or tears ever could.